Hey guys, so we're just going to jump right into the video. So I am using a concealer as my primer, and I'm using this fluffy like concealer brush to blend it all out and making sure that it's nice and even for my eyeshadow. My brows are already done, and I just did those off camera. So the first color I'm going to use is a transition color, and it's in the Nika K palette. The palette is from a beauty supply store, so I'm just using a light purple as my transition shade, and I am building this up for it to get as pigmented as possible. Throughout this whole video, you're just going to be blending. I do speed it up a bit, but take your time and just get it to your desired color. So next we're going in with the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm using that darker purple, that deep purple, and it's a fluffy brush. It's a blending brush, but it's a little more dense than the other one, just to make sure that it's defined in the certain crease area and not moving all around up into the lighter transition color that we have. So I'm blending that out and keeping it in my crease area. And now I'm going to use back in the Nika K palette, and there's a purple in there and it has a little shimmer to it, just so it's not completely matte. I am placing that over the deeper purple that we placed before that, just making sure it's all blended nice. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of blending, so I'm going back in with that transition shade to make sure there isn't any harsh edges or anything like that. And then I'm going to deepen the crease back up with a more defined kind of pencil brush, and making sure that that purple is pretty like cut and defined. So now I am taking a concealer brush and some concealer, and I'm placing it on my lid to act as a base and a primer for the blue eyeshadow. This is going to help the blue show up more pigmented and bright and defined. So that's what I'm doing here. And it's not a cut crease or anything, so you don't have to be specific or make it clean. But just get it in just the lid part, and try not to bring it up into the crease too much. So I'm gonna go in with that teal in the Jaclyn Hill palette and an eyeshadow lid brush, and I'm packing the color onto that area, picking it up and just packing it on and making sure that it's just popping and bright. So I placed my lash off camera, and I'm just going to take some mascara, and I believe this is NYX mascara, and just take a little and blend my lashes in with the false ones, and making sure that it looks seamless together. And now I am going to go ahead and prime my face. My face is already moisturized, so I'm taking a primer. I think it's the Maybelline primer, and I'm gonna focus that into my pores in the designated areas. And now I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro concealer in the color Orange Corrector and correct all those dark marks and hyperpigmentation and anything that I feel like will show through my foundation, making sure that's covered up. And just gonna blend that in with my fingertips and pat it in, trying not to spread it around, and just staying in those areas. Now I'm going to take my airspun powder, and I'm going to set my face and set the concealer so it doesn't move around when placing my foundation, and making sure that it stays in that spot. And I'm also going to use this over my pores and where I get oily, to make sure that I don't get too oily through my makeup. And I'm going to take the Collab foundation and my new Morphe beauty blender, and I'm going to take the back end and I am going to put my foundation on. I was trying to think of a different way to say it, but it's simple. I'm just putting foundation on, and I like the beauty blender. I thought it was going to be, you know, harsh and thick and too dense, but it actually worked out pretty well. So now I'm going to take, I think this is Lancome concealer, and I am using my Real Techniques beauty blender, just because it has that pointier end, and I am highlighting underneath my eyes, nose, my chin, and my forehead, the basics. Just for a brighter highlight, I am taking the that was the Maybelline concealer. Yeah, this is the Maybelline concealer, just for a little brighter highlight, and I am blending that in, and then whatever's left on that I place on my forehead and stuff. So the only thing that's really bright is underneath the eye. So yeah, I'm putting whatever's left on the beauty blender on the rest of those areas that I mentioned. So now I am taking, this is the Makeup Revolution banana powder, and it is my favorite. Like, no flashback. It has a yellow undertone for the chocolate girls and, you know, women of color, so I feel like that works really well. And I'm just setting all those highlighted areas. So now I'm taking my Bare Minerals powder. It's actually a foundation powder, but I love the texture of it, and it's not too harsh, so I use it as my contour, my powder contour, and I'm taking all that around my perimeter of my face and blending that in and making sure, you know, it's seamless. I like it because, like I said, you can build it and it's like not gray or anything. Like, it has a lot of color to it. So I'm gonna contour my nose, and this is just a regular like fluffy brush. Like, it's a little dense just to make sure that, you know, the lines are defined, but it's not like so stiff. Now I'm just taking, I can't remember the name of this palette, but I'm dusting away that setting powder and making sure that it's not, you know, too cakey and too dry, and just dusting everything away and blending everything in seamlessly. I love this brush. I think this is an e.l.f. brush. I also use it for my highlight, but it's whatever. So now I am taking this NYX like nude eyeliner pencil, but I wanted like a blue waterline, so I'm just dipping the pencil back and forth into that teal like blue and just kind of making it blue. It looks crazy, but it was actually working. So there's a new technique of mine. So I'm putting that on my waterline and basically making it the color of my lid, and it turned out really cute. I didn't think it was gonna work, but it is. So now I am taking that pencil brush and that deep purple that we use for our crease, and I am placing this on the lash line and just tying the whole look together. Right here I am taking a different brush, and I am using that lighter purple that we use as the transition shade in the beginning, and making sure that that purple is blended out pretty well and it's not too, you know, too dark and harsh. So making sure that we blend it out, and I'm pulling that eyeshadow up almost like a wing, and yeah, I was bringing that up. I didn't really show that, but I was bringing that up. Now I am taking a shimmery shade back in that Jaclyn Hill palette, and I am putting like that bluish shimmer in the tear ducts of my eyes, and I feel like this was really the signature pop of the look. Like, it pulled everything together. So I'm using that with a different kind of pencil brush, and just like, you know, keeping it on the inner corner of my eye. And now I'm using the NYX. This is a NYX highlighter, and the way it's set up, like, its tone was so, I don't know, I don't use it as a highlighter, but this enhances like shimmers and eyeshadow so much. So I feel like this made, you know, that pop even more. So now I'm setting my face with some NYX. I think this is a matte, NYX matte setting spray. And I'm going in with that mascara on the bottom of my lashes to complete the eye look. I am now going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighting palette, and I am just going to highlight my face with that same brush that I told you I like to dust away the excess, you know, setting powder. I love this brush for a highlighter as well, and I can reuse it. It doesn't like mess up anything. So I am highlighting, you know, my nose and the top of my cheekbones and my Cupid's bow for my lip. For the lip, I'm using this brown lip pencil or lip liner, and I think it's NYX, just a brown. It's not too deep, just kind of an espresso. And then I'm using a NYX butter gloss, and it's kind of a nude, and I'm going to put those together to create a nude lip combo. And I like how this mutes out everything and really concentrates on the eyes. So I really like it, and it's something different for me. So I'm just blending that all in, and that is it. So here is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed it. I thought it was really pretty, really simple, and it was fun for me and just different. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you want to see more or anything specific, don't forget to leave your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.